Alright, right here I ground out a V-notch underneath right here, and I put my root pass in with the 6011, and then I did 2 cover passes and then just a third practice on top of the 2. So there's one right here. There's root pass, cover pass, just a practice fill on top. And then I was running the amps a little bit too high. I was at 107 through here. That was just too much. So I tried 97 right here. And you can see that's a pretty nice weld. The flux was a little bit embedded, but not too bad, mainly in the edges. Has good bead. It's not too tall. Good uniformity. And over here, I didn't have enough amps. I turned it down to 87 amps for the 6011, and I didn't have enough amps right there. A lot of these right here were done with, let's see, this one was 87 amps. This one was a 97 amp. This one was also 97. This is previous junker weld. This is a 97. Has good uniformity. It's a little bit wide, kind of a bubble right here, and I have a huge hole. The flux didn't come off of that one very well at all. Then I tried ahead of that also with 97 amps, 6011. Have good uniformity. The bead's a little bit tall, and the edges were really hard to dig the flux out of. This whole piece chipped off in one big piece, and this chipped off in one big piece. But then I had a layer where I stopped and started right here of flux that I just couldn't get out. Swing over a little bit. This was a 6011 run at 97 amps. Good uniformity. It's pretty level, not too tall. But my all-time favorite weld is right here. This is a 7018, and I was just barely barely wiggling it back and forth. That was just basically a drag pass, and this whole piece of flux popped off in one big piece. That was at 117 amps. The 7018s take a little bit more oomph to burn them. They're harder to start. The 6011 is really easy to start, but it takes a lot less amps, and if you get too many amps, it'll just burn these big holes. When I finished up with this short weld right here, probably took about 8 to 10 seconds, maybe a little bit more. This whole area right here was red, and so when I lifted out, it just carved a crater. Something that the 7018 doesn't do. You can see a nice end point. I could have stayed a little bit longer, built that up a little bit. I had a good end point under this one. It's a perfect height, and the flux came out of the edges perfectly. There's basically no flux left. So that's a good strong weld right there. I've been welding so much on this piece that while I was setting up the camera, I could hear it clicking. So some of my welds back in here somewhere are breaking. I could hear it. It was pinging pretty loud. It was like probably a shotgun sound going off. But yeah, so having fun welding. That's my favorite one right there. 7018. Once you get a 7018 lit, they stay lit pretty good. 6011s tend to jump around a little bit. I think this is a 6011. Bead's a little bit tall, then I kind of flattened out a little bit. And I just have this grinder groove right here just for so I can go straight, so I have something straight to follow. And I have, that's another thing, that weld is pretty darn straight. There's the rod. You can see how straight it is. So there you have it. Fun day of welding. Looks pretty nasty. Well, feel free to comment. Thanks.